So we're still talking about this Diverting Hate report, misogynistic extremism, the manosphere, and mainstream social media. This is from the March 24th volume. I'm sorry, March 2024 volume. And let's get into a couple of more players that are being targeted. So let's talk about Funky and Fragile. All right, so their male supremacy score was an 88. Now let's read the blurb that these people created about them. The Fresh and Fit clips are clips that come from Fresh and Fit podcast, which is hosted by Walter Weeks, or Pug CEO, and Myron Gaines. We're going to call him Fragile. A pair of Black content creators. The podcast has been known to have controversial influencers such as the Top Potato, Tater Tot, and Nick Fuentes as guests. Additionally, the channel regularly hosts a panel of women where the commentators attempt to ask controversial questions and garner answers from these women to support men's rights and misogyny. Because of the misogynistic content that is glorified on the channel, the YouTube channel was banned in March 2022 because the channel violated YouTube's hate speech policy. While the channel was demonetized in August 2023, it continues to post video clips from their podcast. In November 2023, the channel had 654,000 subscribers. In March 2024, the channel had 714,000 subscribers. Ultimately, despite the controversial content promoted and glorified on the channel, individuals still find the channel appealing because of its projection that is is an anti-mainstream podcast that aims to cause drama and garner an argument from individuals on the podcast. The crazy thing is misogyny creates eyeballs. Misogyny is very, very popular. And I don't know what it is about these people. I have tried to watch, but all they do is bring women on the stage, and then they berate them and call them names. So I have no idea why women continue to allow themselves to be put through that.
Provider, the two don't align, you dumb hoe. The reason why the relationships have been like completely destroyed is because social media, the internet, has created this like illusion for so many modern women that they genuinely feel like they deserve a guy that's 6'5", that makes 100,000 plus a year, that's good looking and charming and charismatic, that's like super liberal and woke and like understands female rights and is a feminist, but at the same time pays the bill and takes care of her and is a protector and a provider. The two don't align, you dumb hoe. The reason why
I tried listening to these two. So this is Myron Gaines, and I guess he's holding 304s accountable. And by that, it just means that he is berating them. His partner, Pug CEO, I was listening to them together, and Pug CEO doesn't really talk that much. Myron seems to be the one that is the ringleader. And like I said, I don't watch these two enough, but we all get enough misogyny in our lives to know who these people are. Here are both of them put together. Apparently, Black ladies, I'm sorry, they don't date Black women. So please just find some comfort with each other in your community, do some hobbies or something, knowing that these two do not find you preferable. They just don't. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. But Myron has a book out called Why Women Deserve Less. And there is a snippet of his book. So we're going to listen to that.
Chapter 4, the new contract. I don't need a man. If you're a man alive today, there is a 100% guarantee you have heard the words, I don't need a man. Whether it was Destiny's Child, Independent Women, Beyonce's Run the World, or some other mindless soundtrack to modern women's delusion, you have heard this anti-male propaganda before. Ironically enough, Beyonce, every feminist's favorite musician, married Jay-Z, who has more status and a higher net worth. Unfortunately, he also cheated on her, and she didn't go anywhere despite releasing hit songs like Irreplaceable. In the song she sings, I can have another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute. Baby, you must not know about me. I can have another you by tomorrow. Music like this encourages women to leave men, but clearly she couldn't put Jay-Z to the left, as she is the replaceable one. Every feminist idol is the biggest hypocrite and is enslaved to her biology. Hypergamy never fails. Perhaps you dismissed the phrase, I don't need a man, or you agreed with it in some technical sense. Still, like most men, you probably wrote it off as a mindless political slogan your average modern Western woman parroted to display her belief in some basic feminist principles. Maybe she was a Beyonce fan. However, there is a lot more weight to that statement than most men realize. Because while men may dismiss the statement as some girl trying to flex her feminist credentials, the girl is trying to tell you something much more important. Let's translate I don't need a man from womanese to English. I don't need you anymore, and consequently, we need to rearrange how men and women interact with one another in society. I need you to recognize that I'm no longer dependent on you, and both our behaviors need to reflect that. Even then, the average man might not pick up on this more fundamental message as his conditioning blinds him. So what would help men understand the weight of this statement and why it has consequences for you is to view male to female relations through the historical lens of women. For nearly all their existence, women needed men. While men could carve out their existence out of the real world through their actions, women could not, making them wholly dependent on men. Consequently, women had to find a man and keep him happy. They had to dote on men, cook for men, have sex with men, even if they didn't want to, and take care of men. All of this lest they cared to die. Although you may have never done anything to keep a woman or have her somehow be dependent upon you, their entire bioevolutionary history is one where they have, in one way or another, been owned or kept by men. This is where the phrase liberated from men originated. This is why they parrot, I don't need a man. And though this may blindside you because you never kept a harem of women corralled on some ranch, their statement of independence is very real and serious to them. Origins of the new contract. This
The next person that we're going to talk about is Richard Cooper. So he has a podcast out, Entrepreneurs in Cars, Rich Cooper Clips, and Unplugged Alpha. He is certainly an alpha male. He and Fresh and Fit Clips tied at an 88 on the Male Supremacy Score. Richard Cooper, the creator of Entrepreneurs in Cars, as well as the channels Richard Cooper Clips and Unplugged Alpha, is a middle aged Canadian white man. Before his tenure on YouTube, Cooper was a self described financial manager. His website boasts that he ran Canada's most successful private debt relief company. Early on, Cooper published a book titled The Unplugged Alpha, which promotes RedPill content. Building on his book, Cooper then went on to create his YouTube channels where he advertises his books and sprinkles content from it into his various videos. Cooper mainly makes content that urges viewers to consume the red pill and delve further into the manosphere by rejecting aspects of society, especially the aspects of the nice guy. In November 2023, Cooper had the following subscribers to his channel: Entrepreneurs in Cars with 692,000 subscribers, Rich Cooper Clips, 242,000 subscribers, and Unplugged Alpha at 41,000 subscribers. The channels in March had 708,000 subscribers, 257,000 subscribers, and 45,000 subscribers, respectively. Cooper's channels don't hold a dramatic increase in his subscriber count compared to the other channels analyzed in this report, suggesting that even though his content is more tailored to red pill ideology, he isn't able to attract as many individuals to the string of content he produces. But obviously, that still totals up to about 1 million people watching all of this red pill mess. So I went to Amazon. This is his book, The Unplugged Alpha. Let's just read a little bit. One thing that happens when you take the proverbial red pill is your senses become heightened and more aware. You gain a new sense of clarity. Things or events that may have fooled you before become more obvious. You really begin to understand why certain events happened in your past. We call this process unplugging, and we do it by updating our old belief system. While some men get angry when they unplug from beliefs that weren't serving them, it calmed me. I became aware. Events in my life that previously didn't add up finally made sense. I wanted to see how far down the metaphorical rabbit hole I could go. I needed an outlet and somewhere to express the lessons I was learning about how to live life in today's world as a man. Fortunately, as I already had a platform, an audience, and a test bed to get feedback on my theories, I dove right in. After becoming frustrated with my divorce and the attacks on my business from competitors, on March 23rd, 2014, I created a YouTube channel to marry up my biggest passions in life: entrepreneurship and fast cars. I made videos and uploaded them to YouTube and called the channel Entrepreneurs in Cars. It started out showcasing my entrepreneurial friends and their success rides, then giving away business tips and lessons from the trenches from an entrepreneur. But I soon ran out of friends with cool cars and stories to tell. That was when a regular viewer of my work said, "Do a video on the different types of women to avoid dating." Well, I had just broken up with my single mother and have plenty of experience on what not to do in life. So I began sharing those stories and letting my wounds become my work. Since I began talking about how men could become better by adopting a red pilled lens to viewing the world, I've had over 40 million views on my YouTube channel. Questions soon flooded in from my viewers seeking clarity on areas in life they were stuck on, mostly dating, divorce, marriage, self care, business, and money. I also took so many questions from people going through their own unplugging struggles that I started coaching them one on one. I began taking copious notes and making videos on the lessons that I learned. This book is a collection of my own personal experiences, the feedback from my community, and the thousands of people I have coached through their personal problems. Many men have called me the father they never had, that I've taught them by navigating this world with the truth that a red pill lens offers, how they could live a better, more fulfilling, and happier life that enabled them to fulfill their purpose. I believe it's my style of dispensing these experiences and cold hard truth bombs that has helped others connect the dots to see the world as it truly is. So he I don't know. These people that are coaching on this red pill, and all the red pill seems to be degrading women, get money, go to the gym, and get a car. That's all I'm really seeing as far as what they are saying that helps men. And it's making a lot of them really cold and mean spirited towards women. And I don't think that this is really making people better, but whatever. That is Rich Cooper. And I'm going to show a couple of clips from his Instagram pages.
Those gymnastics with the chat. Women will break rules for alphas and make them for betas. So if you say something to her like, I want to do this in the bedroom, or let's do that, and she says, I don't do that, then in your head you have to insert with me, because she will go through those gymnastics with the chat. Women will for a tip to deal with depression symptoms. Look for a tip to deal with depression symptoms, Miguel. Get a gym membership, go to the gym, pick up heavy shit, put it down. When you're done, go sit in the sauna and sweat for 25 minutes. When you're done that, go to a dojo and sign up for some striking classes, for kickboxing, for boxing, and then do some striking. There's nobody that I know that lifts weights or goes to a dojo and fights that's depressed. It's only people that sit around letting the news feed them all these distractions.
So there are more people that I haven't really talked about, but I don't really know those people. So what I'm about to do now for the next video is dive deeper into what the actual report is saying. I've done enough with some of the players that are on this that are listed. So that's what's going to come in the next video.